Hey guys, how are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin evening wrap. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those charts. So I think that's a bit big, isn't it? Let's make it a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, so Bitcoin on the 4 hour. Yeah, you can see we are holding quite nicely above this this support area, this old resistance, new support area. This is the level we needed to get up to, get over and hold over 17,800 for Bitcoin, basically to start to look bullish again. Regain that bullish momentum and potentially make its way back up to well up to the top of this range, which could be anywhere up to 20,000. Will we get there in just one straight shot? Probably not. I'm sure we will get resisted at one of these levels, potentially come back down, back test this level. You guys know how much we love the back test. So yeah, break above, back test, bounce off that, and then potentially go back up. Also, as we've had this nice little move over the weekend, you will probably be aware this is where the CME's closed at basically just under 17,000. So we have a gap, a massive gap currently. So will we see some sort of wick down to 17,000? And then brought back up and make our way onwards and upwards. I mean, we could potentially see that $1,000 move is a pretty, even with these big numbers and even for Bitcoin, is a pretty aggressive move. So there is that. Also, we've got the volume on. We don't really look at the volume too much, but it is the weekend and we've had this move up. So I just wanted to point out we've definitely got a decline in volume on this move, which is not necessarily exactly what you want to see on a move for it to then potentially get follow through. It doesn't mean it can't though. It just means we've sort of floated up basically. And if you kind of look at this move down here, we did actually have a lot higher volume on this move down than we've had on this move up, so it just shows that there was actual selling into this move, real actual selling, even though the open interest was basically going down, so it was basically longs covering. But yeah, not the same amount of volume on this move up, so not necessarily the bullish thing, but hey, it doesn't have to mean we come back down. It doesn't have to mean we break below. But I mean, weekend price action, we kind of I kind of do always say things tend to range and just come back to where we started the weekend. So that would obviously be pretty bearish. It would be a bit bearish obviously, because that would imply a break below our support level again, which then would look very clearly like a lower high, and also just a rejection of the midpoint of this move down, looking at it that simply as well. And then on that basis, if that happened, you'd expect to test this low and then actually take that low out and continue downwards. So this is a actual very important point for Bitcoin. There will clearly be people rooting for the CME gap like there always is. I mean, Bitcoin has an obsession with CME gaps, literally just an obsession with gaps. I don't know what started it. I mean, I guess it's just because Bitcoin trades over the weekend. So we see the price move in, so we then kind of see it moving away from the gap. Obviously, traditional markets, they have gaps, because they don't trade over the weekend, and then the price can basically open at a higher level. But yeah, we just seem to be a bit more infatuated with Bitcoin. I guess we watch the price move watch these gaps form, and maybe that's why we have a bit more of an obsession about it. And there's obviously that old thing of self-fulfilling prophecies. So if everyone thinks it, then everyone thinks it, and they can make it happen. But yeah, as it stands, Bitcoin has, I mean, realistically, we are at a horizontal, as you can see. I don't want to clutter the chart up too much, but I'll just bang it on for 2 seconds for you guys to see. I mean, we're pretty much at a horizontal right here. So it would not be the most ludicrous place for price to get rejected from, and then potentially take out this level, potentially close the CME gap. The thing about this CME gap that we've got is that if we do come down and we do close that CME gap, I don't think we're coming down to close the CME gap. I think we're coming down because we're coming down. And if we are going to continue on bullish, then I think we're going to continue on bullish. We're not going to wick down, close that CME gap, get bought back up, and then continue on bullish. Like I said, I think we'll just come down and stay down. So on that basis, we're either going to carry on bullish and carry on going up regardless of the CME gap, or we're going to go down and keep going down, which is regardless of the CME gap. So that's the way I'm seeing it, and I definitely have spoken too long about something that I don't actually put that much importance on. So let's have a look at some of the altcoins. Let's have a look at the first look at Bitcoin dominance. What is that doing? That's had a little bit of a bounce as well, obviously with the price of Bitcoin over this weekend, but yeah, still well within this range, well within here, well within this obviously horizontal here and this here. But this is the level. Take out this, and then we are basically going on our run again. As you can see, Ethereum sort of grinding out this trend line. This is pretty much the midpoint. To get back above here, we can see 100% and all the way back up. Get rejected from here, we can see basically back down to the low and back down. Ethereum USD looking good. This is obviously we have got the full range of this move. This is pretty much the midpoint where we're at now. You could probably even draw a horizontal based on this level here. So yeah, realistically taking out this level. In fact, we will draw it. We will only have it with this though. We don't want to make it like a crazy one. Oh, this is why is it doing that? Why is it blue? What was that? What did I just draw? An information line. Okay. Yeah, we'll just draw this here. This is a level. Just move this down a little bit. So we're literally right bang at it in Ethereum USD. And it's pretty much exactly halfway point of this move. So if we do, let's measure it just to see how close we are to the actual halfway. If you wanna even work. If you don't want to work, then it is fine. Oh, it is working. Okay, it just didn't show up. Right, so here's the top of the move. Here is the bottom of the move, about 20%. So is this 10%? Very close to 10%. Yeah, so roughly the middle of the move. Anyway, so like I said, reject here, come back down, probably take out the low. Get above this level, probably get to the high, probably take out the high. So that is what we're looking at USD. And it's very much going to be dependent, obviously, what the BTC.D does, and it's going to be dependent on, well, what Bitcoin does, really. If we just sort of consolidate sideways, stay in this range around here, then we may just look to drift up in altcoins. If we start to make a big, particularly strong move to the upside, then Satoshi pairing might get hit. If we make a big move down, Satoshi pairing might get hit. We kind of know the only thing that's good for alts is sideways, realistically, at the moment, and then just the odd good day. But yeah, alts definitely just taking it on the chin on all possible occasions. So yeah, let's have a look at those stochastics. We'll just get rid of this volume now. I've never been a fan of the volume on there too much, in all fairness. That's why we've never had it on there. But it was just of note to something we should have looked at this weekend. 4 hour, we did get our move up pretty nicely. If you look at it from where it bottomed out, got at the bottom of our move. Is it going to get the top of our move? Obviously, all will be revealed in the next trading few days. The 10 hour also is probably going to be looking better. I mean, the 10 hour is looking better. Better than obviously what the 4 hours looking, clearly. 12 hours starting to turn back up as well. Daily's got a bit of a kink in it, but I mean, it's driving down, and obviously 2 day, 3 day, they have turned down, but they obviously can stay up at this level. So on the balance of things, I would say based on the stochastic read that the 4 hour stochastic is probably just going to trade us sideways or potentially into this support. But the 10 and the 12 hour are going to just pull through and start to get us through some of these levels. That would be my read on that. Obviously, coming down and basically closing candles below 17,400 would pretty much trigger a move to obviously this low, maybe a bounce here and then onwards. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. That is what we're looking at for Bitcoin. Obviously we are we are at an inflection point. I feel like I say that a lot. We often get to inflection points in Bitcoin. We're at an inflection point. Break higher, things will be looking fantastic. Stall out here and start to come down, things will be looking pretty bearish. Nothing else really to look on here because weekend markets are closed. Yep, so nothing else really to look on there. So that is pretty much it. That is our analysis. Actually, let's have a look at some of these TD sequentials. We'll have a quick whiz through all of them in a moment. So monthly, as you guys can see, is on a monthly 8. Obviously, there isn't a lot of price action, monthly price action history, not at least on this Bitmex contract anyway. And as you can see, the monthlies have not done a lot. Didn't do anything here, didn't do anything here. This has obviously missed the top by a long way, and yeah, so would I be looking at a move off this monthly? Not necessarily, in all fairness. And also we have got, well, it actually is next month, so when I say not expecting much of it, I do think the TD is good. I do like the TD, but I'm just kind of looking at how it's reacted off of the month. That is not to say we don't get a big, massive monthly 9 candle. In fact, to be honest, I actually think we do, because I do think we're just playing out a pullback to whatever level, and then before the end of December, we are then going to at least find that low, start to trade back up, gain some momentum, break through 20k and accelerate above 20k. So to be honest, I could see a big monthly 9 candle, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the end of the trend. So because it hasn't previously on the monthly 9, so yeah, just I feel like I've spoke about that enough now. This would be one I'd be more inclined to look out for. This bi-weekly 9, obviously worked there, worked there, but we're a long way off that, so I would look out for that. But obviously nearer the time, we are on a weekly 9, and it is no surprise we're seeing weakness on this. So there's your weekly 9 indecision candle. Indecision candle, you kind of know the rules for this. Basically, we're going to wait for this to close in basically 4 hours and 15 minutes. And then it will be a case of taking out the high of the candle, which is basically our 19.5 level, or taking out the low, which is basically around 16.250. That would trigger the move either to the downside and a reversal off this 9, or continuation to the upside and reversal up. So that actually plays in to breaking through 20k now, because obviously our first test got rejected, which you would expect. That would be our second test, and we'll be taking out last month's high, so that I expect would accelerate price to the upside. A 5-day, we know we had the 5-day acceleration on the 5-day 9 indecision and down. Not the most bearish looking 5-day candle here though, so nice long wick down, got board up. So that TD is not going to do a lot. 3-day TD, look at that, fantastic. Pretty much called a roughly about a high there. Didn't trade much higher. Didn't really trade much lower there. Held up price action there. Called the absolute bottom there. Well, didn't do a lot there. We're not really going to go back any further. But as you can see, call the top there. So 3-day stochastics. Sorry, not stochastic. 3-day TD sequential. Didn't do anything here though. They don't always work all the time. You just got to be aware of them, because sometimes they can work spectacularly well. Yeah, nothing really on the 2-day. Daily. Daily's just going to be flip-flop, price flipping around, as we can see here. And 12 hours potentially going to be doing the same as well. Yeah, you can see basically just price flipping around a lot. So yeah, nothing really to be worried about in the TD, other than that monthly 9 coming in. But I mean, you can't really trade that so much. Basically. All I would say is that yeah, all I would say is obviously buy the high. If we basically touch this level again, it's a buy. That's all I can really tell you from that. But yeah, that is about it, guys. That is about it. Lots of exciting things going on this week in the world of crypto and decentralized finance and yield farming. At some point, I may have to think about moving, or basically actually showing you guys some of the yield farming projects that I'm in and things that I'm doing, because they're not set up on this PC basically. So I can't actually literally show you the dashboards and things on this one, but maybe I'll look into that. But yeah, yield, I'm getting like well into yield farming and DeFi and all those sorts of crazy coins and projects and things like that. And there's a couple of really exciting opportunities in those. There's been some good opportunities recently. There's some exciting ones coming up, and then yeah. So I do. It is pretty exciting, that space. In all fairness, that's what I would say. And I've had such a deep dive into decentralized finance and yield farming literally over like the past 2 months solid. So I like what I know now compared to what I knew at the start is like it's incredible the difference. I was just like knew nothing. I just thought, oh, this is a novel, cool little thing, and now it's just like, right, I know exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm trying to do, exactly what I look for in projects, exactly what I don't look for in projects, exactly what red flags are, exactly what I need to do and when I need to do it. And yeah, it doesn't always work out great, but the times it does work out, it can work out actually spectacularly well. So yeah, I'm probably have to start doing some videos on that, because it is really good. And there's one thing that you kind of realize when you kind of just trade altcoins to start off with. When you just like buy and sell altcoins, and you're buying them hoping they go up, and you're selling them hoping you go down. A lot of the coins that I get involved with, you can stake, so you can basically be earning coins, earning rewards, and then selling them and making money, even when the coin actually doesn't go anywhere. So obviously the less sophisticated altcoin investor may be just buying, waiting for a pump and then selling, or maybe just holding whilst nothing happens, whereas a more sophisticated one would be selling, would be staking the coin, or providing liquidity, or doing whatever sort of tokenomic games, just playing the game of that coin, just racking up the amount of coins. And yeah, I mean, there's been a coin that I've done recently on that I don't think particularly it's a great coin or great project. It's just an experiment in tokenomics as far as I can see. And yeah, got fantastic gains out of it. Bought it at around $15 and $25. Staked it the whole way, provided liquidity the whole way. Pulled out a load of coins, sold a load of coins on the way, and then price eventually came back down to my second entry of $25. So I basically cashed out at that point, and I think overall, I think I turned basically. It was more than a 4x, maybe a 5x in total, of gains, of actual dollar value gains, from a coin that I literally basically got in and out at a relatively the same price. And all those gains are pretty much from yield farming. So that is what is possible. You could have just bought that coin, rode it all the way up. It did have a nice price appreciation, hit $100, and then obviously rode it all the way back down, got out at basically the level I got out, and literally basically made nothing. Or you could have staked it, and you could have been earning and selling coins at $70, $80, $60, $50, like every day, selling coins that you farmed, and just adding that dollar value to your trading account. Yeah, I'm really getting into DeFi and stuff, like really diving deep into that. So yeah, if you guys have got any other good DeFi projects you're involved in, or any particular coins that you think are worth a look at, then yeah, just let me know in the comments, and I'll have a look at them, because I'm always looking for these DeFi opportunities. I have been putting my tentacles out in various groups and things, just to try and hear about certain coins when they're coming up, when they're new, because a lot of them are just are literally just games in tokenomics. There's no real point. You know they're not going to last, but they're just getting them early. Get the rewards you can. Watch them get momentum. Watch all the people jump in later on. Watch the Telegram chats numbers increase. The holders on the Etherscan of the coin increase. More people getting in, and all you're really doing, I mean, it just sounds silly, but it's like a game of musical chairs. You just basically make the money whilst the music's on, and then when basically the music stops, hopefully you've got a chair to basically get out on, or hopefully you've basically left and you're not even playing the game anymore anyway. That's kind of how it works. I think the most important trend to watch in a lot of these coins is just literally the growth of the Telegram channel and the growth of the holders of the coin. As long as they are on an upward trajectory, there's always new money coming into that coin. It does sound a bit Ponzi-esque, but it is just trading, isn't it? You're just riding the waves. You're just getting involved with the things early. Basically taking your profits, taking rewards on the way. And yeah. That being said, though, there is a really good coin that I am super bullish on, literally up there with Wise. Fortunately, this coin is coming out basically tomorrow, and so it's a full month before the launch of Wise. So I am hoping to make some pretty good gains on this coin. I'm hoping, nothing's certain, but I'm hoping. I think this this is a class above a lot of the other tokenomics coins. This is a real project, a real team, non-anonymous, so they are, we can see who they are, backed by good VCs. Yeah, lots of credibility behind this project. Great idea. We'll be listing at less than a 1 mil market cap. Fantastic coin, I think. Literally, I mean, I've done some maths on it. I've done some maths and quick math. For what it's worth, I've done some quick maths, and I believe there is over 300x potential in this coin. And I can when I do the video, I'll show you what I'm basing this on. A 300x from basically its listing price and market cap. I'll show you what I'm basing it on. It's not completely, there's no referral, there's no nothing I'm gaining from this coin by shilling it. These are just my views. And yeah, so look out for that video. It will actually probably not be tomorrow, because the coin is getting listed at 2 a.m. So it'll probably be the day after, so Tuesday. So yeah, look out for that video. I will let you guys know when that is coming. But yeah, lots of interesting projects. You've just got to be listening to the right people in the right groups, looking at the right things, and there's just massive profits to be made, guys. Massive profits. Honestly, my eyes have been open to yield farming over the past couple of months, and deep diving into it. And I'm probably, let's say I've been in one project I did really well out and could have done a lot better out. Another project I've done really well in, and well, I think I've done well. Could have done better, but I could definitely have done worse. Well, actually, another project, my first one, that basically went really well initially and then was just like a complete failure. But it's there or thereabouts at the moment. Then another project that another project I'm still in that's going well, sticking over. I'm liking that. That's kind of a longer one, mid-January, where they hopefully should see some fruition to that one. But in the meantime, just collecting coins, doing well. And yeah, and this new one coming up that I think is going to be a big winner. So and then obviously there's Wise as well, with the Wise staking and the rewards on that will start on the 1st. So I literally think if you compare like actual Bitcoin trading, the vast majority of my gains at the moment are coming from these altcoins. And more specifically yield farming and basically just playing around in that whole DeFi arena. So yeah, I've definitely gone on, only 22 minutes, that's not too bad. I was thinking it's gonna be 25 minutes or not, but yeah, so that is it, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I will speak to you fine gentlemen and ladies tomorrow in the morning.